students here are too much different than students other places, but I think one of the big things here is the influence of friends and family on students, and that to me is something that really impacts how they work at the university, what's important to them, what they emphasize. So the family is the most important thing. So students will be home helping brothers and sisters when a parent is ill, especially if they're the oldest. And that's the way things happen. And they'll get married when the families decide they'll get married, not necessarily during the breaks, because that's what the family has decided is the right thing to do and the right time to do it. And so accommodating, the students' connection with their family and trying to get them through their academic course load sometimes is a conflict. And I think that's really important, though, to know what high priority the students have. And most of them go home and live with their families or their husbands every single night. So it's not like the students that many of us know at universities who move away from home and lose contact with their families except during the weekends. Every single night they're in the midst of their family. And if you have 6 or 7 brothers or sisters, you're not going to have the quiet or the alone time to study. You might have expectations to go visit the relatives on the weekend. So some of the things we ask are things the students' families don't expect or think are as important. One of the strengths, I think, of our students is graciousness. That might sound odd, but our students can welcome and make people feel welcome when they come to the university. They're very polite. They are very concerned about people feeling welcomed usually. They're good hosts when people come visit the university. When I worked with students who were tour guides, you had to tell them some information, but naturally, I think they're just wonderful envoys for the Emirati culture. They're good ambassadors for the university. You often find when they do presentations, they bring in chocolates for everybody, or they're always giving little gifts. Very much a part of the culture, the whole accommodation, being welcoming. We've got quite a variety in the students and their commitment to education. For some, it's just a natural desire to learn. They're really excited about going into their major. For some, the university is a wonderful place to meet their friends, and another huge challenge to me is their friendship groups, in that their friends are very, very important to them, so they will help their friends. I'm grading papers today. What I've noticed is the friends in my classes have made exactly the same mistakes on things. So they've not copied their homework, they've done it together, and they've done the exact same things in one group, a different set of mistakes in another. They've met the same expectations in one group, missed it in another. So friends are very important. People will do anything for their friends, and they're always connected to their friends on their 2 or 3 phones, on BlackBerry Messenger. I think what I've gained at Zayed is a totally different perspective on probably the world. I came from a small town in Iowa, and I think I now have much more of an international awareness of what's going on. I see my country from outside of it instead of inside. Obviously, getting to meet Emiratis is, to me, a big privilege, because I have so many friends that aren't in education that work in the UAE, and they really don't get to meet the students or people that are nationals like we get to. We learn much more about the nationals than lots of others get to. Great place to travel, colleagues from all over the world, accents from all over the world. Our students in some ways are very homogenous, but the faculty and the staff that teach them and work with them come from everywhere. That's been exciting. Boy, being here for a while and giving advice, people often say, I don't understand it, that doesn't make sense, and things happen and you can't figure out why, and I guess the biggest advice is, probably doesn't make your sense. It makes somebody else's from a different perspective. So things are different, and you have to enjoy them. We're the visitors here. Take advantage of what's here, but you can't always make meaning out of everything, but you have to enjoy it. And sometimes things might seem crazy, but it's always just a good story to tell somebody back at home. So think about it that way. The students want you to like them, and I'm not sure how you show that, but I think they want you to enjoy them, but I think we also have to keep strict standards for them. They are bargainers. Come on, you can do this. You'll hear that all the time. So I think you need to tell them what your expectations are, hold the line, but still enjoy them. They're a lot of fun. Oh, is it okay to give in to the students? I think on certain things. I think never on academic standards, but sometimes there's other things you can negotiate. Maybe a deadline, maybe what you do in class one day. Do they have to write everything? Could they do it verbally? Can they turn it in at 5 o'clock instead of 2 o'clock? I think that when you come to the UAE, you have to realize this is a new place. It's different from where you were, so the skills and abilities you have add into the skills and abilities we all have. Some people come with some really unique aspects that all of us like to take advantage of. It's fun to get new staff in and new faculty in because everybody brings a new piece. But the hard part is probably giving up the way it used to be where you were and seeing how things fit in here. So I think the biggest thing is enjoy, don't get too stressed. Try to realize that you don't understand everything at the beginning. Eventually, I think, things will fall in place and make a little bit more sense and become a little easier.